We've got Sean Birks, co-head coach for the Wheelers, with us. Coach, what a fun, entertaining game. Welcome to the 8-player football level.
Yeah, that was a riot. It wasn't so fun in the third quarter when the clock didn't seem to ever move. Boy, I know in 8-man we thought it would be a longer game, a little more going out of bounds and stopping for first downs, but boy, that second half that clock didn't move as much as we would have liked it to. So it was a fun game. I think offensively we really clicked early in the game and had just enough to come down the stretch there to put them away.
You had some guys that were really fun to watch. One of them was this guy right here to my right that we'll talk to in a little bit, Tyler Reboff, your junior quarterback. Other guys that really stood out to us here in the booth. Zyger made a lot of plays, Lang, Nolan Smith with a really big night. Talk about some of your key personnel.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky to have those all four juniors, and they all four have a little different role. Tyler's playing quarterback, Nolan's playing running back, Josh is playing receiver, and Zyger's on the line. So it's really nice to have those four guys spread out doing four different things, really leading their units. Josh has got Jackson Jensen as a freshman, learning from him. Tyler's got Skylar Schultz as a freshman, learning from him. Joseph's got a couple younger guys learning from him. I mean, it's really nice to have that leadership, and then to be as talented as they are, it's pretty nice too. We can call things on the fly. One of those last touchdowns, maybe the last touchdown, was a play we hadn't run all year. Haven't practiced yet. But just the concept of it, it worked. They put it together well. Handoff to Nolan, and he hit the seam up the middle for a touchdown. So it's nice to have that kind of talent to back up mediocre coaching sometimes too. So it's pretty good.
Coaches on each side had talked about coming into the game. It'd be a lot of adjustments early. You didn't know a whole lot about each other. What were some of the adjustments you made, and how much was it kind of back and forth in the early going?
Not as much as I would have thought. We had to adjust one of our blocking schemes. Where we thought we could maybe hook, we had to kick out, just some minor things. But yeah, it was definitely part of the game. They showed us a few more exotic blitzes and like 4-man down front and things like that we didn't really prepare for a lot because, like we talked about, we're new to the 8-man game. We've got 3 weeks just to learn our stuff, let alone worry about what the other team's going to do. So it would have been that way no matter who we were playing tonight. But a team as good as the Xyri HK, we were very fortunate to have enough to come out on top tonight.
How big of a win is this?
Yeah, it's big, but like we talked about, it's one. It's preseason, it's non-district, but it shows you a lot. It shows us that we can play with competitive teams. Xyri HK is going to be competitive this year. They're going to be successful. They're a quality team. They're a quality program. So I think it should do a lot for building confidence. Now we got to do our job to make sure it's not overconfidence, so we're not looking past anybody. There's plenty to work on. In the second half, we let them back in it. There's always things to clean up, but especially being only one game into the 8-man thing, there's quite a few things we still need to add and tweak for sure.
Have you gotten a chance? Have you looked at any of the numbers? You have stats at all? Or?
I don't.
Tyler, I think, only had maybe 3 incompletions or maybe 4 all night.
Yeah, I don't know if he had an incompletion in the first half. I mean, he was on in the first half, and true to his receivers too. I mean, Dustin Andreessen had a heck of a catch in the end zone. He wasn't the primary target if you couldn't tell on that one. And then Josh went up and grabbed one. We had several nice catches out there to help him. Tyler put the ball in the money. I mean, that first touchdown catch to Jackson Jensen, perfectly thrown ball, well caught, barely got his feet in bounds. There was definitely some positives in the passing game tonight for sure. Yeah,
I wanted to ask you about a couple of Lang's catches. He had one you talked about in traffic he went up and got, but then he snared one over the middle with one hand. He had a lot tonight that were highlight reel grabs.
Yeah, Tyler and Josh have that chemistry. They played together long enough. They know where each other's going to be. Very confident in the offense. But yeah, I mean, Josh, tremendous athlete as well. I mean, the only easy catch he probably had all night was the tunnel screen under the middle that he was kind of looking around like, which hole do I run through? Because they had blitzed and it happened to be the right call at the right time. And other than that, Josh had to work quite a bit tonight. And I'm sure that was in their scouting report. They wanted to really focus on him, and they've got some experienced and talented DBs. And Josh did a great job still putting up numbers tonight.
How about things to work on as you move into week 2?
We got to get stronger and finish better. That's something we got to condition a little bit more. We got to find a little more depth. Whether that's a freshman or sophomore, whether it's a junior or senior, I don't know. But we got to find some more depth, not just on special teams like we've been kind of plugging some guys in. We got to find some guys that can rotate in a little bit more, maybe on the offensive line, maybe at skill positions. We just got to find and build a little more depth as the season goes, so we can finish a little bit better.
We haven't talked a lot yet about your offensive line, guys like Andreessen, Zyger, Obermeyer up front. They were paving the way and making some good holes.
Yeah, it's new to them. They're not used to being next to each other. This is Dylan's first year at center, and Dylan and Garrett had never. And I think Garrett had one career start and Dylan had 0. So it was new to them, so it was nice to see what they did. You know, Andreessen primarily is a blocker tonight out of the backfield and on the edge for us. He does a nice job. He likes contact. He's a physical kid. But yeah, with Garrett Inman and Dylan Overmeyer and Joseph Zeiger as our primary three linemen, I was very pleased with what they were doing tonight.
1-0 since getting married. Should have done that a long time ago.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what you're going to suggest if we lose one. I think I'm going to come up with an interview that week. So, yeah, it's been a blur of a summer and a fall so far. So we're fortunate to get out of here with a win tonight. We're excited and we're building up for next week against Cam.
Coach, thanks a lot. Look forward to talking to you throughout the season.
You bet. Thanks for the coverage, Ben.